Nimrod is mentioned in the Bible in Genesis chapter 10 verses 8 to 10 as a mighty hunter in opposition to Jehovah. According to the genealogy in Genesis, he was a descendant of Ham, Noah's son, through Cush. Nimrod's reputation as a mighty hunter extended beyond physical prowess. Jehovah's Witnesses emphasize that his description as being in opposition to Jehovah reflects his defiance of God's sovereignty. Builder of kingdoms. The Bible credits Nimrod with establishing several key cities and kingdoms. Genesis chapter 10 verse 10 states, "The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar." This ties him directly to the construction of Babel, later Babylon, and the infamous Tower of Babel narrative in Genesis chapter 11 verses 1 to 9. Jehovah's Witnesses identify Nimrod as the driving force behind the building of Babel, which was an act of defiance against Jehovah. The Tower of Babel was intended to make a name for humanity by creating a centralized society united by a common language and ambition. However, God frustrated their plans by confusing their language and scattering them across the earth. Symbol of rebellion. Jehovah's Witnesses view Nimrod as symbolic of human rebellion against divine authority. They teach that Nimrod's actions mark the beginning of organized false worship and centralized human governance opposed to God. His establishment of Babel and its associated false religious practices laid the foundation for Babylon the Great, a term Jehovah's Witnesses use to describe the global empire of false religion as mentioned in the book of Revelation. Cultural and linguistic connections. Nimrod's name is often associated with rebellion or defiance. Some scholars suggest that his name may derive from the Hebrew root marad, meaning to rebel. Jehovah's Witnesses agree with this interpretation, emphasizing that Nimrod epitomized rebellion not only as a political leader but also in his promotion of false worship practices. Influence on subsequent civilizations. Jehovah's Witnesses highlight that Nimrod's influence extended to the establishment of other cities and cultures that perpetuated defiance against Jehovah. His association with cities like Nineveh ties him to Assyria, another powerful nation that opposed God's people. This legacy of opposition is seen as prophetic, foreshadowing the enduring struggle between human rulership and divine sovereignty. Lessons and application. Jehovah's Witnesses use Nimrod's account to emphasize key moral and spiritual lessons. Rejection of human arrogance. Nimrod's attempt to unify humanity in defiance of God serves as a warning against arrogance and reliance on human institutions over divine guidance. The dangers of false worship. Nimrod's actions underscore the dangers of deviating from true worship and aligning with practices that dishonor Jehovah. God's sovereignty. The outcome of Babel demonstrates Jehovah's power to intervene and ensure that his purpose for humanity is fulfilled. Modern relevance. In their publications, Jehovah's Witnesses often draw parallels between Nimrod's centralized rule and modern political and religious systems that seek to unify humanity independently of God's kingdom. They stress that only God's kingdom, as taught by Jesus Christ, can provide lasting peace and unity for mankind. Conclusion. To Jehovah's Witnesses, Nimrod is much more than an ancient historical figure. He represents the archetype of rebellion against divine authority. His legacy is a cautionary tale, reminding Jehovah's Witnesses of the importance of remaining loyal to Jehovah and rejecting human efforts to establish sovereignty apart from him. By understanding Nimrod's role in history, they seek to reaffirm their dedication to God's kingdom and its principles. Please share and like and please subscribe.